What would you do if the most private part of your life was suddenly someone else's bargaining chip? Blackmail isn't a relic of cloak and dagger novels. It's a simple, brutal transaction. Expose someone's shame, then demand behavior. Why does it work so often? Because it engages the oldest parts of our minds: fear of loss, shame, and the need to belong. Blackmail is straightforward to define, threatening to reveal damaging, embarrassing, or costly information unless the target hands over money, silence, or obedience. Coercion is the wider toolset, pressure built from threats, manipulation, debt, or social leverage. At their best, these methods are efficient. At their worst, they ruin lives. This isn't new. In the early 20th century, a single photograph or a compromising letter could end careers or marriages. Remove the technology and the mechanics are unchanged. Today, the medium is different. Sextortion emails, doctored screenshots, leaked DMs, or threats to tell your partner. But the psychology is identical. Sometimes the attacker demands cash. Other times the goal isn't money at all, it's humiliation. Revenge porn, the posting of intimate images to punish or control, sits inside the same family. It may not always come with an explicit demand, but it uses the same levers: shame, exposure, and fear. So why does this model work? Start with loss aversion. Humans feel potential loss far more strongly than equivalent gain. Losing a job, a partner, or social standing, those are existential threats, and people will act irrationally to avoid them. Blackmailers frame their ask as a way to prevent loss. Pay once and the loss is avoided. Don't pay and you risk everything. Then there's shame and social identity. We are group creatures. Our standing in a family, workplace, or friend group is part of who we are. The prospect of being ostracized, of your name attached to something humiliating, can be more terrifying than financial ruin. Coercers weaponize that instinct because public shame triggers immediate panic. System 1. Fast, emotional thinking takes charge, and the victim acts to stop the pain before the slower, rational System 2 can evaluate the truth of the threat. Will Storr argues in his book Status Games that status is not a luxury but a survival instinct. The loss of it doesn't just bruise the ego, it activates the same neural pain pathways as physical harm. That's why humiliation feels unbearable and why blackmail is so effective. It threatens not just reputation, but something the brain interprets as actual injury. Power imbalance compounds the effect. A coercer who controls access to information or who threatens violence holds leverage. Even subtle forms, a boss threatening to expose a mistake, a loan shark who knows your debts, turn uncertainty into compliance. And once a target complies once, sunk cost and escalation kick in. Paying or fleeing secrecy creates precedent. Now the attacker knows it works and demands increase. But here's a twist worth understanding. A great deal of blackmail doesn't need real proof. Plausibility is often enough. A doctored screenshot, a threatening email with your name, or a convincing voice message triggers the same fear as real evidence. The illusory truth effect, repetition, makes a claim feel true, and authority cues, official-looking branding or legal language, push a victim into action long before anyone verifies the claim. What are the common playbooks we see today? Sextortion is one. Attackers claim to have intimate images or webcam footage and demand payment. Revenge porn is another. Images are published as punishment, with or without a ransom demand. Workplace coercion includes threats to expose mistakes, to ruin references, or to fabricate claims that trigger disciplinary action. Financial coercion. From fake IRS scams to loan shark intimidation, uses legal fear or violence. And social shaming campaigns leverage screenshots and out-of-context clips to mobilize a crowd against the target. So how do we defend, not just legally but psychologically? The defense must directly counter the manipulative levers that make blackmail work. Document and contain. The second you're threatened, stop negotiating and collect evidence. Screenshot messages, preserve metadata, save emails and call logs. Documentation brings System 2 back online. Panic feeds the coercer, evidence destroys the illusion. When we can demonstrate provenance or show that threats are fabricated, the attacker loses leverage. Verify plausibility quietly. Don't reply, don't pay, and certainly don't meet demands before checking. Use a trusted friend, a tech-savvy contact, or a professional to assess whether images are real, doctored, or part of a mass scam. Why it works? Many threats are bluff. Verification punctures the authority queue. The attacker needs you uncertain. Once uncertainty is removed, their bargaining power collapses. Controlled disclosure. Tell one trusted person, a friend, partner, or manager, under controlled conditions. Shame is contagious. Once a secret is shared safely, its power diminishes. Social proof flips. Instead of isolation, you get support. Exposing the threat to a neutral party also reduces the fear of losing social standing, because you've already taken a step to preserve it. Refuse to reinforce. Paying or complying is often the worst move. Payment signals success and funds further attacks. Psychologically, it trains the attacker and deepens the sunk cost trap. If the attacker is after money, reporting and blocking is the route. If they want humiliation, controlled disclosure and rapid platform reporting prevention are stronger. Report and escalate to platforms, employers, or the police, depending on the severity. Many social platforms have fast-track processes for intimate image abuse. Workplaces often have HR channels to address threats. This replaces the coercer's shadow of authority with official, verifiable processes. It signals that the target is not alone and can mobilize institutional support, which is the exact opposite of desolation the attacker depends on. A few practical caveats. If a threat includes immediate physical danger, call local authorities first. Safety comes before evidence. If the coercion crosses jurisdictions or involves organized crime, specialist law enforcement and legal counsel are required. And remember, revenge porn is increasingly criminalized in many places. Preservation of evidence helps legal cases and platform takedowns. Blackmail and coercion work because they convert private fear into public pressure. They take advantage of our instinct to avoid loss and shame, and they thrive in the dark. Strip away that darkness, evidence, trusted people, official channels, and the leverage collapses. This was Deceive and Believe. If you want more dark psychology exposed, hit like, subscribe, and stay sharp, because manipulation never sleeps.